Urban living conditions. Some urban workers moved into housing built especially for them by mill and factory owners. Others found apartments wherever they could. Middle-class folks who moved to the suburbs left empty buildings behind. The owners would then convert these buildings into multi-family units for workers and their families. Spectators also built many tenements, which are low-cost apartments, building designed to house as many families as the owner could pack in. A group of dirty, rundown tenements can also transfer an area into a slum. Life in the slums. Because of poverty, overcrowding, and neglect, the old residential neighborhoods of cities gradually declined. Trees and grass disappeared, and hundreds of people were crammed into spaces meant for only a few families. Chute from coal, fire steam engines, and boilers made the air seem dark and foul, even in daylight. Open sewers attracted rats and other diseases spreading vermin. Death traps. In 1905, journalist Eleanor McMain quoted a university student who described a block of tenements in the Italian district of New Orleans as death traps. Tenements were closely built and jammed together with no side opening. 25% of yard space was damp and gloomy. The buildings were 3 or more rooms in depth, and the middle ones were without outside ventilation or fire protection whatsoever. Fires were a big danger in cities, with tenement buildings that were so closely hooked together that even the smallest fire could quickly consume a neighborhood. Chicago experienced one of the most devastating disasters, the Great Chicago Fire of 1871. Nobody really knows how it started, but before it was over, 18,000 buildings had burned. It left over 250 people dead and 100,000 homeless. Property damage estimates reached $200 million, the equivalent of $2 billion today. Death traps. In 1905, journalist I cannot. Maybe you should do death traps. Death traps. In 1905, I cannot do this right now. Smallest fire could quick who moved to the suburbs left empty buildings behind. I tried to play it off. I said left empty buildings. Okay, one more time. Who described a block of tenements in the Italian district of New Orleans as death traps. I need this louder so I can hear myself. Hear myself. Hear myself. Death traps. In 1905, journalists. I just noticed I didn't pause after death trap. Death traps. Death traps are cool. Death traps are bad. Death traps are like an old sag. I don't know. Death traps. What is this? What time is it?